I'd like to welcome on stage the CEO of Roli, Roland Lamb.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Roland Lamb, the founder and CEO of Roli, and it's a real pleasure to be here today to tell you a little bit about Roli and the Seaboard. We're an interaction company developing new interfaces, but our first interface is called the Seaboard, and it's a new musical instrument that reinvents the piano keyboard. So here we are, and we're joined today by Marco Parisi, a great Seaboardist who's going to play a little bit for us. So you can play the Seaboard just like a piano. It reimagines the separate keys of the piano as a continuous wave-like surface, and by playing along the tops of those waves, you can really use it the way you would use a piano keyboard. Kind of the foundation is that it's intuitive and easy to play for keyboardists because it has exactly the same layout. But then with that same familiar interface, you can use it to simulate the sounds of all other instruments. So when you play an acoustic bass, for example, what gives it its distinctive sound are those slides along the neck and the little vibratos that you can add. You can't do that with a piano keyboard or any other electronic device, but you can with a Seaboard. Thank you. So using this elastic material, you can play it like a piano and then literally bend every note. But also, the material is very information rich. It gives you great haptic feedback, and it's pressure sensitive. So you can also use the Seaboard to sound like any other acoustic instrument, for example, a wind instrument. So let's hear a little bit of saxophone, Marco. So before you had to learn all the separate instruments, and now you can learn and play one instrument and really get access to all of those different palettes of sound in an incredibly authentic way. But it's not just about simulating the instruments of the past. The Seaboard is also an instrument of the future. And so you can take the power of synthesis and really reach it in an intuitive way using natural touch, rather than using a bunch of different buttons and sliders and switches, as many people do today. So let's hear a little bit of a more synthetic sound with the Seaboard. So you can play a Seaboard like you would, play a synthesizer like you'd play a violin. But film composers are really loving that capacity of the Seaboard because they can create this sort of orchestral sound in real time while they're actually cueing the film. But the Seaboard isn't just for mood music. It's also like a rocking, funky instrument, and you can play it live and you can perform with it, and it has a huge range in terms of that kind of sound as well. So let's hear another little bit of that, Marco. Nice. So that gives you a little bit of a sense of the range of the Seaboard. But I just want to give you a bit of the background of the company. We're based in London. We make the Seaboards in these 2 railway arches in Dalston right now. And we're shipping them, the Seaboard Grands, all around the world to happy customers. You know, the Seaboard addresses an important global niche. It's about $17 billion a year spent on musical instruments. And the technology that we've built for the Seaboard is not just for keyboards. It can also be applied to other instrumental form factors. And one of the important things of these grants, they're expensive. They go from $2,000 to $9,000 in our range right now. But we've had tremendous success sending these to artists and selling them to artists all around the world. And there's a whole range of Grammy-winning and Oscar-winning artists who are now using them to create films and create albums. And there's going to be a lot of albums coming out using the Seaboard in 2015, along with some of the other things that we're developing for 2015. So in addition, you know, we've received a lot of global acclaim about our products. We won the Product of the Year from the Design Museum, beating out some real hardware stalwarts like GoPro and Nest for that award. We've raised about $16.5 million this year in our Series A from some great investors, including Horizons, Index, Balderton, and Universal. And we've also received rave reviews in the media. So the Seaboard's been a real success as a first product, but we're really excited to build from there, both in terms of our musical products and also interfaces beyond our musical products. And partly what we've done with that is we've built a new chain of technologies. So in order to execute on the Seaboard, we have a team of about 60 people with 40 engineers who are really split across this chain, all the way from the material science and the sensor technology, electronic engineering and firmware, through to the end user applications. And we're building that chain not just for music, but for other kinds of interfaces, because the ways that we connect with computers right now are still very antiquated. You know, keyboards, which are the dominant musical instrument right now in the music industry, and every studio around the world, were invented 400 years ago. And we're still inputting a lot of data through typing keyboards, which are also a really antiquated technology. So we're here to change that. And one of the things we've done is we've recently bought Juice, which is the leading audio C++ framework. And what that's going to allow us to do is to connect our hardware technology chain to a whole range of other end-user applications in other industries. Juice is currently the leader for the many global leading music companies, but it's also used by other Fortune 500 companies in their end-user applications. It's a cross-platform framework. So this is going to allow us to leverage the technology that we've built for the Seaboard into many other applications. And you know, I really appreciate the chance to get to chat with all of you today, show you a little bit of the Seaboard. Please come talk to me afterwards if you have any questions or would like to get involved. We do have some big things on the roadmap for 2015 and 2016, and are really excited about getting to work with PCH. And what I'd like to do is just give Marco a chance to play us out a little bit. Thank you very much.